Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jules, and as always, super happy to have you here. Now, most people walk through life being the version of themselves shaped by circumstances, shaped by their past, maybe shaped by pain, fear, and self-doubt. But what if I told you that the most powerful shift that you can make starts with deciding to become someone else? And I'm not talking about pretending. I'm talking about creating an alter ego, a version of you that embodies every single trait that you admire. The discipline, the strength, the boldness, the wealth, the health, the focus, all of it. Let me explain. So, some time ago I was reading about David Goggins. This man created Goggins. That is his alter ego. Goggins wasn't the insecure, overweight, or beaten down kid he used to be. Goggins was a beast. Goggins ran when he was exhausted. Goggins trained when it hurt. Goggins didn't negotiate with weakness. He became unstoppable because he created someone who was unstoppable. So that hit me. So I decided that I wanted to try it too. So I created Jules. I sat down and wrote a list of everything Jules was, not just what she did, but who she was, the identity, because behavior flows from identity. Jules wakes up with discipline. She works out 5 times a week. No excuses. She reads for at least an hour. She meditates daily to keep her mind sharp, and she only puts real clean food into her body. So I didn't want to have any processed junk. At the time I was having it, but this was a goal that I wanted, something that I've always thought about doing. So I made Jules into that perfect person, the person that, makes $1 million a year because she solves problems and provides value at the highest level. She moves with elegance, confidence, and absolute clarity. Jules isn't someone that I'd hope to be one day. Jules is who I decided to become that day where I wrote everything down. And something that, really, really helped when I was creating Jules is that I felt good inside. I know that I wasn't there yet, but it made me excited about the future. So I want to tell you where the power lies. You don't have to wait to feel like doing something before doing it. You act as if, I say, what would Jules do right now in different situations? And then I would do that. The reason this works is simple. Our actions always try to stay in alignment with who we believe we are. So if you think that you're someone who struggles with discipline, then you'll make decisions that match that. If you believe you're someone who's lazy or broke or average, that's exactly what your habits will reinforce. But when you declare a new identity and live into it, everything changes. So here's what I did and what I recommend that you do as well. So step number 1, you got to design your alter ego. So you got to forget your past, forget your failures. I want you to sit down and write. And something that happened to me, and I know it's happened to a lot of people, is when they sit down and write, they start to limit themselves. No, that I can't. No limitations. Remember, this is something that you are creating. So they don't have past lives. They don't have failures, none of that. Create the person that you foresee for yourself without any type of limitation. Think about who would you be if nothing held you back. That's the way that you got to look at it. So what does that person believe? How do they move? What are their daily non-negotiables? I want you to be specific because clarity is power. Don't just say they're successful. Explain how they're successful. Define what that means. Is it financial freedom? Is it emotional control? Is it a specific business or a relationship or physique? Just get it all down. Step number 2, this is where you close the gap. So once you've written your ideal self, your alter ego, you need to start aligning with that version of you. Not all at once and not perfectly, just consistently. So personally, I chose small but specific goals. One of them was to wake up early and get sunlight within 15 minutes. Another one was to read, 3 pages a day, and then five, and then 10. And then, eventually I would lead up to that hour. But it's important that you get some momentum. That's the key, is that momentum. Every time I hit up one of those tiny goals, it was a win. It was a win for Jules. It was a win for me. And it's proof that I was becoming her. But something that I want to clarify is that if you try to do it all at once, or you try to take on too much, you're going to become overwhelmed and then quit. Just pick one thing and make it consistent. And then once you have that habit down, move on to the next, or push yourself a little further. But it's so important you don't try everything at once, become overwhelmed, and then never look at it again. Remember, this process can take years and years and years. So the idea is for that to be the end goal. So make sure that you're taking steps that are small to make them consistent. It's so important. Step 3, review it daily. This is one thing that I did and it helped tremendously. This isn't a one-time motivation trick. I review my identity sheet every single day. I read about Jules every morning before I start anything else. It reminds me that this is all what this is all for, right? It takes me back to what the goal is. It anchors me. And over time, it's not even Jules anymore. It's who I am. I am Jules, Step number 4, act as if. This is where transformation really begins. So don't wait until you feel ready to live as your alter ego. You won't feel like it at first. It'll feel foreign. But when you say, I am this person now, and back it up with action, your brain adapts. So see yourself as that person. When you take that on, and I would recommend feeling it, almost like you're feeling from, your feet all the way up to your head, you're becoming this person, and then act accordingly. You want to be someone who's fit, for example. Then you start walking like you're fit. You start talking like you're fit. You're eating like you're fit. You're thinking like you're fit. If you want to be a millionaire, then you start solving problems like one. You start managing your time like one. You start showing up like one. You feel it deep in your bones. The world rewards consistency, not intention. So you want to make sure that not only you feel it, but you start to take small actions that align you. Step number 5, change your environment. You cannot become a new person in the same environment that built the old one. Start upgrading what surrounds you, whether it's the people. Sometimes the people around us hold us back. Only you can say that for sure. Could be the conversations that you're having. Maybe the conversation is the old you. Maybe you have to have conversations that align better with the new you. The media you consume, super important. If you want to be healthier, then don't spend time looking at people that are unhealthy, or even worse, looking at foods that are super unhealthy. It's about alignment. The habits that you see will be able to help you get aligned. If your surroundings, constantly reinforce the old identity, you'll keep slipping back. This is why I recommend reviewing, the alter ego daily, your notes, because it'll keep you focused on the goal. But if you look at your goals, or you look at your alter ego, and then you go and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do everything that I used to do because that's where I'm comfortable. Well, that's where you'll stay. I started personally surrounding myself with ideas that matched Jules' world. I read the books that she would read. I followed the people who would inspire her, and I protected my energy ruthlessly. See, the thing is you're not stuck with who you've been. Every single day you get to decide, am I going to reinforce the old version of me or step into the one I was born to become? And this isn't fake. This isn't delusion. This is a choice. Athletes do it, entrepreneurs do it, performers do it. They create versions of themselves who can handle pressure, who can handle risk and failure, who don't crack, but who rise. So why shouldn't you? If the person you are isn't getting you the results that you want, then it's time to upgrade that identity. You were not put here to live small. You were not put here to be a shadow of your potential. You were put here um, to become something greater, to become what truly aligns with who you are deeply in here. And becoming starts with belief backed by action. The alter ego you design is not some fantasy. It's not something fake. It's your blueprint. So the next time life gets hard, the next time you want to give up, the next time doubt creeps in, you ask yourself, what would my alter ego do? And then you do it. And every time you do, you close the gap. And it feels fantastic because every time you do, you build proof. And before you know it, you're not acting like your alter ego anymore. You are your alter ego. So be the best version of yourself. Be patient with yourself. It's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes you can't be your alter ego for whatever reason, but every day is an opportunity to get back on your goals, get back on that discipline, and build that consistency. It worked extremely well for me. It's worked extremely well for a lot of people. So I know that it can work for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Please hit like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed the video.